Hello and welcome back to our YouTube. Um, I had 3 sales this week. Not much, but something better than nothing. We're still trying to improve our traffic into our stores, eBay, Etsy, and Mercari. And I'm not giving hopes up. I know that it can be done. I know that if I try my best, we'll make it happen. So we have 3 sales: a glass cat trinket dish, a plastic deer, and 2 plates. Here's the plastic deer, very cute. I posted this on December, and it took what, almost 3 months to sell it, and it's not a big profit, but something is better than nothing. Even though it's plastic and it's not breakable, it can be crushed down, squished, bent, and it eventually can be broken. So I treat it as if it's a delicate piece. I protect it with tissue paper, and then I was gonna grab some bubble wrap from the top, but then realized that when we make sales that are not that much of incoming, much of profit, I try to use most of my recycle tissue paper, wrapping paper, any supplies that are recycled. Therefore, my pocket doesn't get hit more with the expense of the packaging supplies. So as you saw, I was gonna get bubble wrap from the top, but decided that I should look better for recycled bubble wrap. Now I'm wrapping it with a piece of paper that I had left from previous sales, and I only put one layer of bubble wrap because again it's plastic and it's not gonna be as much danger to break than other items. So far it has one layer of tissue paper, one layer of bubble wrap, and that final wrapping paper. I like using as much as recycle as possible. Again, it's better for my pocket when my item does not sell for that much profit. And a little plastic there is not going to be selling for much. So therefore, I am very happy to sell it and I am very happy with the profit. But again, we have to be careful with the extra cost of the item by recycling. I'm having a little issue with the paper and with the tape and with everything because my oldest, my 18-year-old, she likes doing nails, and so she did my nails, and I'm like, I can't do anything with this nail. So I was having issues doing everything this time around. If you see me, I have 3 layers of sweaters, a hat, warm shoes because our garage is very, very cold. So most of the time that I'm in there, I'm bundled up to keep warm. You see me using my jar. I get that the cheapest way possible. That's a little addition to the presentation to the wrapping. That way the buyers will have a little bit of happiness opening a somewhat presented package. I have different colors, and that's the way I keep track of what is what. I usually try to use the color of yarn according to the item inside. That I know that if they bought that item in that color, it's because they like that color, else they wouldn't buy that item. So I tried matching it so it could look nice, and it's a nice way to remember what I wrap where. Here I'm going to protect uh, the the voided area of this dish. The more you protect your voided areas, the better the possibility that your item will arrive in a very good shape. I'm showing you the ears. I have to protect those ears. They're pointy and they need more protection than anything. So I'm going to be wrapping them with the layer of tissue. I fold the tissue many times and I will wrap it around the ears for extra protection. So the inside of the dish is protected with extra tissue paper. The pink one is recycled tissue paper. The white one is from the top, which means it's a new tissue paper. I use as much as I can new, but if the item didn't sell for that much profit, I try to use as much of recycle. Still, good clean recycled material. I would not use nothing that is old, stain, or smells bad. I try to save only the items that are in good shape. As you could see, I pull a new piece of tissue paper. I'm gonna go around. I'm doing, I think this is my, yes, there it is. This is my first round of tissue paper. I try to do 2 rounds to every item, 2 rounds of 2 layers of tissue paper, 2 layers of a small bubble, 1 layer of large bubble, and then the wrapping paper. So they're very well protected. Here I'm showing you that the other side got the to be covered the most with the extra paper being on it. So I always look for the less protected area to make it more of a cushion to it. So most, if one side is protected already, there I'm telling you that it was my second layer of tissue. Now it's the bubble. When the one side has more of a cushion, I turn it to the other side so it could get the same amount of cushion. There I am with my first bubble wrap, and it's glass, so it's definitely going to have as many layers as possible. Again, I'm having issues with the tape because my daughter wanted to practice nails, and look how big those things are. I'm not used to that, so I had issues. And I'm trying to wrap as fast as possible so you guys don't get discouraged about wrapping. But I'm definitely having issues. Let me tell you that the next day I took them off. Actually, I think that same day at nighttime I took them off. I do too many things that I cannot afford to have something that does not allow me to work. That was the second layer. You could see the shadow of my husband coming asking me something. I do not know what it is. I decide to do voiceover for these videos because the sound of the tissue paper is very loud. The sound of the tape is very loud, and I do not want you guys to get aggravated by that noise. As you could see, my husband came to give me a Target paperback. He knows that I use those for the final wrap. Perfect timing. There he's leaving again. I like working from home. My daughters come in whenever. My husband, as you see there, he comes again. He doesn't know I'm doing these videos. Only my oldest one knows because she's helping me with editing this. I'm new at this, so I don't know much. So I'm not gonna tell my husband until I accomplish a dream of having many followers, which as of right now I have none. but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. There's something I want to do, and I will make it happen regardless how long it takes me to make it happen. There you go. That's the layer of big bubble wrap, and now I'm grabbing the bag that my husband just brought in, and I'm gonna use it for the wrapping part. I'm decided to make these videos to benefit me, obviously, why not? But also to benefit all of those new resellers that are afraid of the wrapping. I learned a lot through time. This is my second year part-time reselling. My very first year, I hardly did much. I watched a lot of videos day and night. I didn't put as much up because of the virus when things were closed. We were not allowed to go places, so I became a little bit discouraged and became depressed and didn't do much. So I still consider myself a newbie because I'm a part timer and I haven't put that many hours. I have put a lot of hours on watching videos, that's for sure. But I know that packaging and shipping can be the most scary parts, but we're never going to learn if we don't push ourselves to start doing it. I'm here taking out the handles of the Target bags. Those are the worst bags to use. I do not like Target bags, but hey, recycling, I do like recycling. So I'm here, I'm going to wrap the final layer for this little kitty glass trinket dish. I think it's fused glass, so it's a very nice vivid color on it, but I think I didn't show it to you as much. I'm sorry. My focus is the wrapping, and then I forget to do many other things. And here I am. The trinket dish is orange, black, and clear, so I'm going to get the black yarn. I know that the black will be the cat because of its colors. The first one was the deer, and I used khaki yarn because there was some light brown tones in the deer. I'm using black because of the black in here, and I know the next item will be green plates, and I'll use the green yarn. That way, when I am ready to put them in boxes, I know which one is which. I know many of you may think that this is a lot of time consuming and it's not worth the money, but believe me, it is worth the money and the headache. USPS, from what I hear, it takes a long time to refund any breakables. If you're lucky enough to get refunded. So I prefer to put time and material now than going through a hard process later. As you could see, I'm using my recycled tissue paper to fill in the void of the plates, the bowls. I'm not afraid of using extra supplies because I used a lot of recycle materials. I recycle the tissue, I recycle the bubble wrap, I recycle boxes, I recycle anything and everything. It's good for my pocket and good for my item to arrive safe for our buyers. I'm not gonna lie, from the 2 years I've been doing this, I have had 2 items. A mug, a ceramic mug, and a ceramic spoon rest. And after that, I decided to start using as much as possible, yet enough to not go over, lose more profit than it. So it's a contradicting, but you learn as you go. You learn how much is enough and how much is best. Wrapping plates, it's tricky because you will have to put cushion in between the two plates so they don't smash into each other and break. As you could see, I'm using foamy kind of material to cover it. I get that when you go to the Goodwill outlets, look for the extra foam, look for the extra shipping material, anything and everything that you could think of that can help you get your item safe to its destination. As you could see on the other plate that I just finished, there's this foamy material that is very strong. So this is tissue paper, but I'm about to put the foaming material. I got that at the Goodwill outlets. Anytime I see that kind of material, some packaging, foam, anything that I know that it's gonna help me, I will. And you'll see at the very end when I package this, when I put this plate on their box, you'll see another material that I got from the beans that helps me. Oh, sorry, I'm telling you, I'm having issues with the nails and the tape that I dropped the phone while trying to get tape. And I think it happens again. I'm not sure. Sorry. So I put my 2 layers of tissue paper, and now I'm putting that material. It's not paper, it's foamy, it's plasticky, and it's very strong. So it gives another layer of protection to my item, even though it's not gonna make my item bulkier than what I need, because we also have to be careful with the size of the box and the length of the box and everything. So it is tricky, but the more you put yourself to it, the more you'll learn. If you're afraid to do it, just go ahead and do it. You'll learn. Just make sure that you feel confident that it will arrive safely, but you'll learn. Believe me, you'll learn. I have learned a lot through these years, and it's fun. It's really satisfying to know that when your item arrives safely, you'll know that you're getting the confidence that it's something doable. It's scary but doable. So here I'm using that material to give it an extra layer of protection. I'm showing you there how that side is getting a little bit more cushion with the extras, so it's good. Those nails, oh my god, those nails. Please remind me never to let my daughter do nails again. So now I'm gonna get the layer of bubble wrap. So this plate already has 2 layers of tissue paper, 1 layer of foam, thin foam, and now I'm going to give it a layer of bubble wrap. Then I'm gonna put it aside, and I'm gonna give I'm gonna put that plate its layer of bubble wrap. It seems like a lot of material, but breakables are exactly that, breakables. There's some of the materials, some of the ceramic or porcelain or glass are very delicate. So if you don't protect it well, it will break. So do whatever you have to do in order to ensure that they're going to arrive fine. You see, I'm putting one on top of the other, but I'm looking right now for the extra foam. That foam, I get it at that Goodwill outlets. When you find boxes, sometimes they're inside the boxes. Just grab it. Leave the box if you don't want the box, but grab that foamy thing. It helps you protect your items. So I'm putting it in between my plates to protect it from each other. See, now I know they're not going to break. They're so well protected and yet not bulky until I put this layer, but still. Now I'm going to put the layer of big bubble wrap. I'm doubting it. I'm trying to think that maybe they're protected enough as they are, but as you see, I'm not risking it. I'm going for the extra bubble. And I think I put another layer. I turn it around and I put another layer on the other side. I'm not quite sure. I was doubting putting more because I thought that they were protected enough, but then I decided to be safe than sorry. So yes, I put a layer of big bubble, and now I'm going to put another layer of big bubble, and I put it at the opposite side. So there you go. And after this layer, I am going to wrap them for the presentation, which allows it another layer of protection. These things are not going to be moving nowhere because I'm making sure that I'm hugging them very well. I'm tucking as much as possible, but not excessively. So there you go. They're very well protected. There's no way these things are gonna break. There's my paper. I get my paper from the Goodwill beans. If they're not bulky, I'll go ahead and buy them. I get most of my extra cheaping materials at the Goodwill beans. You'll be amazed of everything that you could find that will help protect your items for a cheap price, and then you don't have to worry about putting extra expense to an item. So here I am giving it the last layer of protection and presentation, and I hugging it as much as possible so they don't move among each other, so they don't crack or break because they're hitting each other. I'm reaching for more tape. And as I said, these items are green, so I will use the green yarn. And you'll see, if you get to see my videos more, you'll see that I'm always covered. I use gloves when I'm posting items. I use those gloves that have open fingers because, oh my God, my garage is very cold and I have no excuse to not work. So I do whatever I have to do to make that excuse go away and start working. But packaging is a little nerve wracking that you forget about the cold. You're just trying to make sure you're wrapping good. And the other side. And believe me, you don't have to make it as beautiful as possible, or else you will take a lot of time. But try to do it as neat as possible. Just for that element of surprise. Not everybody will expect a gift wrapping arriving to them, but I think it's a nice touch. And if you see the video prior to this one, at the beginning of that video, my daughter included little pictures of the feedbacks I get from both of my stores, and most of the feedback I get is thanks to my packaging. So please do take a minute to go and see them to see that things do work when you put the best of you. So I sold three items, but in the middle of wrapping those three items, we got another sale, which is this little dinosaur. And I was so proud because this is a returning client, and that has been 2 years before we got a same client returning. So I think I am reaching my goal slowly but surely. So I decided to include it on this video, and that's my oldest daughter. She came to tell me something, I don't know what. And as I was saying before, I love working from home. This is my part time job. I call it a job because you do have to work hard. You have to source, you have to clean, you have to post, you have to storage, and then you have to pull, and then you have to package and send. So it is work. Don't think that this is a fun thing to do. Yes, it is fun, but it requires a lot of work. But what I was saying is that I like working from my garage because I could hear the doors are open. There's two doors before entering into the house. The doors are open, and I could hear my oldest and my youngest either fighting or playing or singing or laughing or doing homework. I feel that I'm with them, but I'm also able to help bring a little bit more income to the expensive life that we're living right now, especially here in California. I am a very shy person, so I do not like showing my face so far. Maybe later on I become more confident of myself, but right now, the little you see, that's the little you're gonna get. If you notice, I'm wrapping this little guy very well because it is a very delicate piece. I do have my daughter covering herself, like you could even see her. It's so dark on that side that you not even see her. But again, this little piece, this little dinosaur is so delicate, and it has so many pointy items pointy ends that need to be protected. So this one, I think, will have around 5 layers of tissue paper, not joking, but hey, whatever it takes. And especially because this is an item that a client, a previous client, came back. It was like exciting to me. I was jumping up and down. I almost cried. I was so excited. So I want to let this person know that I appreciate him coming back, and I'm putting a little bit more extra attention to this package. And attention doesn't mean that I'm going to make it beautiful and out of this world elegant. No, it's just ensuring that he gets his item perfectly. And I don't know what my oldest one is doing that she keeps on coming back and forth. I really forgot what she was asking, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I could answer her question. She goes happy, and I keep on working. I gotta be very thankful to my family that allows me to do this, and they have the patience for me to be busy all the time after work. I come and do this. I'm showing you here that that side is the cushion one, so I turn it around so this side gets the extra cushion this time around. It is very important that all sides get as much cushion as possible, so you have to learn the tricks of turning it in the other way so they all have the same amount of cushion. This is my second layer of small bubbles, but again, this is a very delicate piece that I am going to use big bubbles. And maybe not. Nope. I decided to use the prime time Amazon layers, which these things are amazing. They protect very well. I'm taking out the name of whoever gave me this box, or it was probably even mine, but I don't use my address for this business. I use a PO box, and I definitely will not use a thing with an address of somebody else. I have, if I want to respect my privacy, I want to respect theirs too. It's only fair. They're being kind enough to giving me their supplies that the best thing I could do as appreciation is not give their private information out. But again, do talk to your friends, talk to whoever have them save this for you. These things are so good to protect. Even more than the big bubble, as you could see, I decided to put the big bubble away and use this instead. And here I am wrapping away and using a lot of tape. But do whatever you can do in order to ensure safety. Arriving safe is our main priority. No matter what you have to do, that item have to arrive safe. So as you could see, I'm having issues because these nails, again, they're not letting me do much. I bet I could get used to them, but I don't want to get used to them. I just want to be able to work peacefully without worrying about breaking a nail or hurting me by folding a nail or hurting an item because of the nails. So bye-bye nails. I finished wrapping this and I'm searching for a piece of paper. That little red basket, woven basket where I'm looking right now, it's a lot of extra little papers. I don't throw anything away. If they're big enough to reuse, I save them. I do not know what that was, but that's not what I'm looking for. It seems like I'm having issues finding a paper that has been cut already, so I'm going to have to get a new paperback. I don't know what's taking a long time. I cannot find it. There it is. I'm cutting a piece of paper. Oh, my Target bags. Again, if you go to stores where they give paper bags, save them. Ask your friends to save them for you. All of this will help you save the cost of your supply items, and it will help you feel confident as using as much as shipping supplies as possible. You won't become stingy because it didn't cost you. Believe me, at the beginning, that is the mentality. The mentality you're gonna have. The less I spend on shipping materials, the better. But it's a bad mentality. It is really a bad mentality. Look how much I use, but most of it is recycle. And then you get used to it. I'm showing you that the cushion of the extras folding is at the bottom, so I turn it to the bottom because the extra folding will be now on the top and allows the same amount of cushion. It's just a trick that you will get used to it. As many items you sell, the more experience you get and the better you get at wrapping and deciding what is needed and what is not needed. Oh, that thing scared me. Sorry about the noise. And there it is, final wrap. And this is my little pink and purple dragon that I'm going to use this blue yarn that is closest to the colors of the dragon, so I know what is inside there after when I'm ready to put them in their boxes. And I have had my thank you note ready. I cut those myself. I get cardstock whenever I find it on thrift stores, Goodwill outlets. I cut it to a certain size. I stamp thank you. I write a personalized note inside, and then I put it on my packaging for a little bit more of presentation. So here we are. I pull out boxes. As you could see, I had already packaged one, but I was not comfortable with the fitting of that one. So I took it from the little one and I put a bigger box together. So now I'm going to put some packing tape. There comes my little one. If it's not my husband, it's my oldest or my little one or my brother, but someone is always coming, which I like. I feel like I'm still with my family and still able to help bring a little income to survive this California expensive lifestyles. And who's that? My husband again? This, I'm gonna put them to package and to post and to do things too, because it seems like they have nothing to do. So here I feel comfortable with this box, and I'm put enough packaging tape at the bottom and the top and the size. I made a little cave for the item to be even more protected. So with as much layers as I put to each item and as much packing paper I put around it to surround it, this package is going to be arriving safely for sure. And then I check it to see if it moves around, and it didn't. So I use my thank you. I do not know if this really helps or not, but hey, you don't lose nothing by trying. I write thank you because I do appreciate them. And I think when you put yourself to do a little bit extra personalized touch, the better. Then they surely know that I care. And that's one package down. And here we go back to the other packages and the boxes. I used the recycle box and another recycle box, but I turned them inside out for better presentation. I am a person that likes presentation a lot. I want to make everybody happy. Okay, so let's start packaging the first box. And that's the cat, and I know because the yarn is black. So I used the reuse recycle box. I put it inside out. The Amazon brand, it's inside, and the clean parts outside. And as you could see, I show you a big pile of tissue paper. I mean, not tissue paper, I'm sorry, of newspaper. It's recycled, so I'm not using any extra expense on this item. Didn't use a box, so I'm saving on the box, and I didn't use packaging paper, so I'm saving on the paper. Again, as long as you do it with love and a lot of care, that reusing material will not matter to your buyer. Your love and time put into your item will show, and they'll be happy with it. I am very OCD, so that little piece sticking out bothers me. And I'm trying to take it off, but the nails are not letting me. So I'm doing my best to pull it out. I want to take time while I'm taking the rest of this tape, and later I'm going to take the other side, as you could see. I want to take this time to apologize for my accent. I hope it's not very difficult for you guys to understand me. Um, there's no way I could get rid of my accent. Um, I'm very proud of knowing the language and using it as much as I can. But I do get sad a little bit sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I get sad of having an accent. Just for the simple reason, not that I sound funny, but the simple reason that maybe it is difficult for some of you to understand me. Um, but going back to packaging, I got rid of the extra paper that was bothering me. I like my boxes to look clean and presentable, even though they're recycle boxes. And there's our first box package ready to go. It had newspaper on the top, on the bottom, and all the size. And the item is cushion and safe inside. Um, I'm writing what it is because now that I don't see the yarn, I do not know what it will be later on, and I don't want to make a mistake. So it says glass cat. And off we go with the first box, and here comes the second one. Another recycle box, uh, inside out. I'm using packaging tape. Packaging paper. I'm doing this very late at night. I just had an 8 hour um, work shift. I just finished posting some of the items, and I think this is the plates. If I'm not incorrect, yeah, the green were the plates. So I put package tape at the bottom and packaging tape on the size. That's the size, and I will do the same all over the size. As I was saying, I just finished an 8 hour shift. I came and post some. I packaged 2 items that sold, and now I came to do this. So I do admire all those people that hustle because it is tiring. It's 10:31, and I need to go to bed in order to wake up fresh and go to work tomorrow morning. But I don't complain because I like doing this. See, I'm showing you that I did it all the way around. And I'm going to put some on the top. Hopefully soon I could invest in a camera and a holder and everything that I need in order for the camera to be on the top so you could guys see the process better. I just realized that my box is broken right there. I didn't realize that before. Um, I don't know if it's just a little bit or not, but I hope it's not something big. I gotta pay more attention to my boxes from now on. Now that I'm recording, I could see more than what I usually see. Um, there you go. I'm taping shut this one, and that would be 2 out of 4. I write after this tape, I will write that these are the plates, showing that all over is protected. I'm using the fragile. Definitely, this one is fragile indeed. These are the plates, and I write thank you just to let them know that I do care about them. We would not have a business if we do not have USPS or UPS or FedEx. So I do appreciate them. Believe it or not, they're a big part of our business to be successful. So appreciating them, it's important. And I wrote plates on it, and I go with my next box. And this will be oh I just realized I didn't show this item. Wow. I think I got okay, so what's the plates? This is another item that sold. That's why. And I didn't show you how I wrapped this one. It got cut out of the video. This um, mechanical airplane teen toy, vintage toy that rotates around. Two plates rotate around the world. Um, wow, I just realized I didn't show the wrapping of this one. I am so sorry, guys. So yeah, so it's the plates, the glass cat, the plastic reindeer, the purple dragon, and this vintage tin toy. So it's 5 items. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that got cut out. Anyways, this is the vintage toy, and it's ready to go. I like protecting my items very well, and that includes the box being very well taped. And showing you that it's good all over. I do not like that. For me, that's a big no-no, as I said with my finger. So even though it's not an item that is breakable, I use that fragile tape just to cover that. And I feel bad if I don't put thank you, so I gotta put thank you. I'm a creature of habit. What I do once, I do all the time and for everything. So there shows my ways. Um, and now I'm gonna put away my extra newspaper. And what is next? I can tell what is next. Oh, it's that little plastic deer. That one, I was gonna put it inside that mailer, but then I decided to be safe and for it not to be squished and bent and broken. I'm going to put a piece of cardboard in between. No, the deer is going to be in between two pieces of cardboard as an extra protection. I just get paranoid and I think of things last minute. Sorry, guys. Um, I prefer to be safe than sorry, so I get my X-Acto knife. I cut that piece of board in half, and it's half is gonna be on the top, and the other one on the bottom, and my item in the middle. But I'm having issues putting it in. As you could see, I'm gonna have to bring it back out. Bring it back out, and try to maneuver it somehow into the mailer box bag. And I'm able to do it. It's just a little complicated and it takes a little bit more time, but that extra protection makes me happy and makes me feel better. So I'm going to do whatever it takes as long as it takes. They said that if it takes you a long time, it's not worth your time or your money, but I spent 8 hours at work and it is worth my time and the money. So I take it the same way. So this is it, guys. These were my items. I sold 5 items this week, and thanks for watching. I hope to see you back soon.